Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this community forum, this buzz session. I am Alqamar, and this is my co-host,
Hanifah.
We are here today, coming to you live and direct from the Elife Media studio. We have a lot of things to discuss today, but before we get started on our hot topics, I want to share with you a little bit about where we are and what you can expect if you decided to come and join us here at Everlasting Life, 9185 Central Avenue, right inside the old Hampton Mall Shopping Center is where we are. We have, as you can see from where we sit, there's a studio right here inside of the restaurant, as well as shops. So you can come shop for items, articles of clothing, fashion jewelry, all kind of things for the body, Bath and Body Works. And of course, if you're hungry, just come and eat some very, very, very clean soul food. It is a vegan restaurant, but don't let the vegan part scare you because the food is awesome. It's awesome. It's one of those places where if you don't know until you try it, and the people who try it always come back for more. So you definitely want to come join us for that. All kind of soul foods. They offer smoothies, desserts, popcorn, all types of things. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Actually, there's a Sunday brunch that goes on here as well, and the price point is surprisingly fair and reasonable. Yes. Okay, so we're going to jump right into our topic of discussion today. Thank you, Facebook family, for joining as always. Hey, Eric, good to see you on. Malik, Bertram, thank you guys. We're going to need your help this week.
Yes.
So this week, we're going to be discussing hot topics in the news. So what's going on in and around, the country, in our area, or what have you. So, but what we need your help with is coming up with a name for this show.
We're struggling a little bit. We have some ideas, but there's so many.
Yeah, this has been like the most challenging thing. It's like usually I'm like, okay, they fly, but for some reason, this name thing has got us stumped. And so we need your help. I think that's why, because we need your help with deciding. So here's how we're going to do this. We have 3 names. We narrowed them down to 3.
Yes.
And so we're going to shout out these A, B, or C names. And you guys just right there on the screen, just punch in which one you like the best, which name you like the best. And what we're going to do is not this show, because we're going to give other people, because some people don't watch us live. They go back, because the show is up all week. And so, as people watch, they can also chime in and vote on what name they believe is most suitable for our show. Because again, we tell you every week, this is your show. And so we need your input. And so we're going to let you name the show. And so what we'll do is tally up all 3 names. So once we get all the tallies, majority rules. So whichever name you guys have decided, the majority has decided they like the best, is the one we're going to stick with. Okay, fair enough? Hey, Dyke. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Hanifah's going to share with you guys what 3 names we narrowed down.
Okay, so the first name that we came up with is A Brand New Day. And new is NU, short for Nubian. Mm-hmm. So it's a brand NU day. That's one. The second one is the Underground Think Tank, right? The Underground Think Tank. And then the third one is Empower Hour. Empower Hour. And we're going to repeat them again throughout the show, just for those who are chiming in a little bit later, so they can also kind of have an input as well.
Right.
So I'm going to repeat them one more time. The first one is A Brand New Day. The second one is the Underground Think Tank. And the third one is Empower Hour.
Okay, let us know. So if it's A, B, or C, 1, 2, or 3, if that makes it easy for you, whichever one you like the most, just punch in which one. And we appreciate you guys for your help and support. Okay. Oh, and Power Hour's getting some
Yeah,
love.
so far.
Okay. So, again, we're going to jump into hot topics. If you guys have, while you're voting, definitely vote. While you guys are voting, if you also have something you want to discuss, something in the news here lately that got you excited, rubbed you the wrong way, I mean, whatever, something recent, we want to hear about it. Let's discuss it. Again, the studio hotline number is 240-455-5934. The lines are open if you wanted to join us on this hot topic discussion. Hanifah, you want to go first?
No, ma'am. You can go ahead. No, I do not.
Okay, I guess that leaves it up to me. All right, let's see. What hot topics did I have that we could discuss? Let's see. Well, what I just heard this morning, a sister inboxed me some information about the show Underground being canceled. Are you familiar with that show?
Yes, I haven't watched it, but I did see that it was canceled, and not a lot of people weren't happy about it.
I thought that was a hit show.
Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah,
which is interesting. I wanted to talk about that because of the underlying scenario behind that. Who cancels a hit show?
I think it's on the second. It was only 2 seasons, right?
It was going into a 3rd season.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I watched the show the first season. But this year, I really haven't been on TV at all. I think this whole year, I may have turned my TV on twice.
Right.
For 10 minutes. So, and that's the only reason why I haven't been connected to season 2. But I loved the first season. I used to turn the TV on just to watch that show. It was so impactful, the Underground. But what do you guys think about that? About it being canceled? From what let me read. Let me see if I can find it. I'll read the and it's on my page too. I think it was a sister who starred in the show. I tell you, because I'm so out the loop. I don't know all the gory details about all the names of the actresses and all that stuff. But I think it was a sister who was she was one of the actresses on the show, and she put out an Instagram message about the show last night. So I guess it was some buzzing going on about what they had planned to do, and so she had finally mentioned something. Bear with me, my computer's running real slow. I wanted to share with you guys.
I think she was saying they were trying to go in a different direction.
Yeah, the message itself. Okay. Give me a second. Here it is. Mm-hmm. It says, from Journey Bell. I'm not sure who that is. She says, listen, we love you all. We hear you. We have the best fans in the world. Y'all be running with us for 2 seasons and are the reason we even got this far. Unfortunately, it's true. WGN America canceled Underground today. They were bought by Sinclair. Google them. They are going in a different direction and want to become the next Fox News. Guess she was frustrated. I wish I was telling you different news, but just know we love you all and are grateful to everyone that has been running with us. Playing Rosalie has been the privilege of a lifetime. If you want a season 3, feel free to let the world know. Then she hashtag rise up the Black Rose. So yeah, what do y'all think about the Underground being canceled? I found that very interesting. Let's see.
Reginald, he's pretty much saying he heard a lot of great things about the show. He says, I myself just strayed away from slave movies and shows. We need movies and shows that, what does it say? Reveal our greatness before slavery.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
too.
I think some people didn't tune in for that reason. I've had conversations at my job where some people, they got hooked on it. And then there were others who were like, can we have a different narrative? I don't really want to, give my energy to another slave movie.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I'm sorry.
No, sorry. The people that I've spoken to who do watch it, they were thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah. I was because it was revolting. It was revolutionary.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what pulled me into the storyline and made the plot so much different than a lot of other slave narrative movies where we so submissive and the help and you know what I'm saying, and that in movies like that, where this one we were fighting back. Okay. You know, we were fighting to get free. And they were showing how we were fighting to get free, the things the things that we did. I mean, it was all fiction,
right?
But I'm sure there's a lot of truth in how that all played out. Now the saviors, although it was still truth in it, because a lot of people complain too about a lot of the movies. Black movies always have to have a white savior.
Yes,
somebody Caucasian has to be in the movie to come and save us.
Is that what's happening in Underground?
Well, sort of, kind of, with the because there was a white couple who was on the underground. This is season 1, where a white couple opened their doors for those who were running.
Oh, so they were like abolitionists.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so they risked their lives, and they went through the whole thing because they was a main part of the storyline.
Okay.
So that part, I guess you could consider, but there's truth in that.
Right.
I tell you all the time, there would not be an Underground Railroad if Harriet Tubman, if it weren't for those Europeans who
had the land,
risked their lives.
Right. Who owned the land at that time?
That's true.
Yeah, of course.
It's true. So, I mean, so that part, I can, I get why they're there. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, what I'm saying, it was true to the real life scenario as well.
And Reginald just responded, yes. That's why I was so pumped to watch Birth of a Nation. We have to fight back. And when you mentioned that, that's what came to my mind, the Nat Turner movie.
Yeah.
Right. Because I think a lot of people went out to see that because that was showing us kind of rising up.
Right.
And fighting back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. As opposed to always being so submissive. Yeah, I get tired of those movies too. Although I watch them. I watch them because I like to know what's going on, first of all. So if I'm going to judge anything, I want to know, all the gory details about it before I make a hardline decision about it or judge it negatively. Mm-hmm. So it's like, how do I judge? How do I, say anything negatively about a movie I've never seen?
Right.
So for me, I watch it for information's sake, So even if I disagree with the storyline, I'll watch the movie anyway. So
yeah.
Okay, what do you guys think? Malik says Danny Glover tried to produce a movie about the Haitian Revolution and couldn't get it off the ground because there was no white savior.
And there was
That's
not.
real. That's real. This whole thing about the Underground being canceled, it was a hit. It was a hit show. Mm-hmm. So we gotta start recognizing the signs of, what's taking place.
Yeah.
What's taking place and what what happens when we become dependent on other people's things.
Because the people that own the media, controls the media, right? Source, they are the one that determines whether they want this information or, out there. Because media is powerful. It is very powerful. I had an experience the other day with my son. He was watching Scooby-Doo, right? Mm-hmm. And they happened to be in Egypt. And there was this whole mommy chasing them thing. And I think it kind of messed with his little 5-year-old mind. Mm-hmm. So we had a conversation in the car, and he felt like Egypt should be wiped off the map. Like, he literally said that.
Wow.
We should just get rid of Egypt because it's just going to be a much better world.
See,
and then he was like, because it's so creepy there. So then we, of course, now, this is a teaching moment. And we were able to talk. Now he wants to go to Egypt. So I'm going to try to make that happen next year.
Now, imagine if you didn't have the wherewithal to explain or didn't have the understanding about Egypt to explain that to him.
Or even being able to monitor what he watches or know what he's watching to be able to say, oh, this is where you're getting this from. Because it was right after that episode. And then it even woke me up, like, making sure that, certain things he just can't handle at that age.
Right.
You know, yeah.
Right.
Because they see the world very black and white. So that's the power of media. So I think I even thought of all the other 5-year-olds whose babysitter is the television. And what they're being fed and what their little minds are being bombarded with.
Right.
You know, and how that's shaping their perception of the world.
And this is a cartoon for crying out loud.
Yeah.
We're talking cartoons here. Yeah, that you have to go back and explain to your children about, you know what I'm saying, the things that they're seeing on cartoons that may mess with their minds. Yeah, it's all manipulation, man.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a lot that we don't recognize. So we go through these, you know, we get all this bombardment of things like that and don't even realize the effect that it's having on our overall life.
Yeah.
And so when we grow up and grow older and see like symbolisms that come from Egypt and we don't want nothing to do with it, we scared of the snake and all that stuff, when it's all these symbolisms was a beautiful part of our culture. Yeah. And now we're afraid of the third eye. Oh no, that's devil. You know, I hear people tell me that because I sell the third eye, the eye of Ra, on my table, and people will come up and say that's devilish stuff.
But that's rooted in the Christian religion, because most black people come out of that, and a lot of it is rooted in that fear of anything outside of Christianity or the unknown. Period.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it comes from little nuances of things that we take in over the course of our lifetime, then don't realize how it affects us psychologically.
Absolutely.
And then it comes out as fear. Yeah, because they put it in you.
Yeah.
You know, to fear these things.
Yeah.
That's why educating yourself is so key.
Yeah.
It's so key.
Someone had made a comment one time about
you want to see that?
Why is it that our people, we want a vacation everywhere but on the continent.
Good point.
You know, and there's a reason for that. I remember when I was getting ready to go to Uganda, my niece was living with me, and so we were talking about taking her with us, and she was set against it. I don't want to go, and the reasons for her not wanting to go, it was things like, I'm going to be sleeping on a mat. It was very interesting, you know. And so of course,
and how old is she?
She was in middle school at that time.
Okay.
Yeah, she was in middle school. So just having that comment, and then my 5-year-old son loves going to visit Uganda. Like that's heaven for him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm struggling right now trying to get him to tell the truth about where he lives, because he keeps saying he lives in Uganda. No, baby, you live in Maryland.
I love it.
Yeah, but he loves it, you know. But that's, you have to start from a very young age.
Yeah.
And I think my niece, you know, was very ignorant too.
Right.
Yeah.
Malik says Uganda has a vibrant and thriving arts community. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. You want to share the 3 names again? Family, if you're just chiming in with us and you have a hot topic that you want to discuss today, call us. Call us at 240-455-5934. Something in the news that caught your attention and, you know, you want to elaborate on it. We'd love to hear about it. And we need your help with naming this show. So Hanifah's going to call off the 3 names that we've come up with. And the one you like the most, shout it out on your screen. And the one that gets the most likes is the one will be named.
Yes. So the first name is The Brand New Day. And new is spelled N-U for Nubian. So it's a brand new day. The second one is The Underground Think Tank. And then the third one, which we've already gotten a few votes for, is called Empower Hour.
Okay. So which one? A, B, or C?
Yeah.
1, 2, or 3?
Let us know, please.
Okay, let's see. Does anybody else have a hot topic that they want to join in before we move on? Delbert said, much love. I am very concerned about the trafficking of our women and children, killing us for our body parts and for melanin to put in commercial products, and they call it human hormones.
It's a lot. Right.
Yeah, that's a whole show.
Yes.
That's a whole show. I'm concerned too, Deborah.
We need to do a show and have a conversation.
Yeah. So thank you for that topic because, I think we might want to bring in some folks that are that are closely related to this whole human trafficking thing, and let's get more talk about it more. Yeah. So let's see. Malik said, I'm deeply disturbed by Trump destroying affordable health care.
It's funny, I have one of my things that I have done is kind of our fear of Trump's presidency.
What do you mean fear?
Like in the reaction to his presidency within our community was more, I've seen more fear. But I think as time progresses, I've seen a lot of people really becoming self-sufficient under his presidency. A lot of black people, just trying to, I've seen it,
Come on with that.
Yeah. So
that's interesting. There's a little bit. No, this way so they can see you better. Yeah.
There's some good.
Yeah.
That's coming out of it.
Okay, let's talk about that. Y'all hear Sister Hanifah? Okay, she said now Trump is allowing us to be more independent.
Yes.
Or forcing us to be more. And I remember my father used to say that all the time. My father's no longer with us. He transitioned about 3 years ago. And he said, he used to always say, there's going to come a time when the black man and when the black woman and white, let me get it right. There's going to come a time when the black man and black woman in America is going to be forced to do for self. He used to say that all the time. Yeah. He used to say a lot of things that ring true. He was a seer, a visionary. He would say things and it would come true all the time.
The blue thing? The blue thing on the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. Okay, Bertram. We're not going there with you this week.
Not today.
Not today. Not this week. Okay, let's come back up.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Thanks for watching us. I want to make sure we get everybody. Reginald say, I don't know either one of you, but I see y'all as my sisters. This is the mind frame that is needed for our unity. Then we strategically make moves. Hotep Queens. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree with that. And you're our brother. Yeah. No matter where you are in the world, we got to come together.
Hi, Reginald.
Stop being so angry and with each other and divisive.
Oh, my mom says she Empower Hour.
Hi. Okay. Frank says you have to reverse the words and numbers. Everything comes up backwards. I think he means. Frank, I think the name. Well, just type in the name you like, and that'll help.
Necessary evil. He's gonna force our independence. I agree. I already see it. I already see it happening.
Yeah. Malik says he's agreed that he's a necessary evil. Yeah. He's gonna force our independence. Yes. I believe so too.
Yes.
I see that, and for a lot of us, it's scary.
Yes.
Especially when you've never had to be independent. I would imagine that would be scary. Yeah. So for a lot of us, we try to hold on, hang on, and fight, and da-da-da-da-da. But, who's to say this whole thing is not such a bad thing?
There's like a dual mindset happening. So on one end, it's like, this is tremendously scary because now I actually have to step out there. And then on the other side is, but something has to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really forcing people to be more self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Yes. And also, too, people are looking for unity. How can we work together as a people to make this happen more than ever before?
Right.
Because I think they realize that there's power in numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, when you think about, because I always look at the after results. So, we going through it, but if you can set your sights on what happens after the effect, so if we can get through these turbulent times and we are forced to be more independent and we're forced to come together more closely, then what would that look like?
Yeah.
What would the outcome of that be? So I think if we can kind of set our sights on future as opposed to the here and now, we'll understand that we just got to go through the storm to get to a better scenario. But that's the way I see it anyway. Okay, so let's tell them a little bit about what goes on here. We want to talk about the dinner and the movie because you're here a lot for that.
We have dinner. What is this? What is his name?
Dinner and a movie night?
No,
Paul Robeson.
Cole Robeson. So dinner and a movie night every Friday at Everlasting Life at 7 p.m. And this Friday we're going to be showing the story of Paul Robeson.
Yes. So come on out
so
for that.
Come on out. It's pretty good. Usually we may or may not have a conversation afterwards
if we have the time.
Yeah. And it depends on the topic, because sometimes we watch something and people want to have a conversation about it afterwards.
Yes. Even though it's like quitting time around here, they still want to talk about it, and so we don't deny the folks some time to kind of get it off their chest.
So come on out and join us.
Yeah.
Friday at 7 p.m. at Everlasting Life.
Yep. And it's free, and it's a dinner and movie. We just, ask that if you come grab yourself, if you're hungry, grab yourself something to eat, sit down, it's a comfortable atmosphere. We have the curtains, we close it out, there's popcorn. A lot of what we air is family friendly, so you can bring the family if you like. So yeah, that's again every Friday, as Hanifah said, from 7 to 9 p.m. We also have a new product here at Everlasting Life we're selling, which is Eco's bathroom tissue. And if you guys are joining us on elifemedia.net, you will see the photographs go up on the screen of everything we're discussing. So you can come get not only, and I'm going to let Dr. Baruch talk to you real briefly about why he chose to include eco-friendly bathroom tissue into his lineup here.
Well, thank you for bringing attention to the fact that I'm here in the studio with you all. I love the... you got to always be ready, when Alqamar's at the wheel, you got to be able to, step in and drive. Anyway, ECOS is the reason why I suggest that it is something that we strongly consider doing. That is getting away from our standard dyed, fragrance-filled, and chemically filled toilet paper towels, tissue, and other products, is because we're seeing that many of those products are actually causing illness, causing problems for us. So we're seeing, with women in particular, reproductive health issues are through the roof. And nobody's looking at the, at the sanitary napkins. Nobody's looking at the panty liners and the other feminine products that are being used. Everybody's looking at, I must have got it from you. I got this from somebody, when in fact you may have in fact gotten what you got from the chemicals and other harmful elements inside of your toilet paper or your other feminine hygiene products. And likewise with prostate cancer and colon cancer, if you're constantly aggressively rubbing a chemical-laden toilet paper against your body, which is full of membranes, mucous membranes there in the base of the anus, that you're rubbing this toilet paper against it, you're going to get what's on that toilet paper and in that toilet paper into your body. And the body does not have a way of eliminating dioxins. So after you've accumulated sufficient levels of dioxin in your body, it will be evident in something that that you are experiencing. So it may be that you have a colon issue, you might have irritable bowel syndrome, you might have colitis or Crohn's, or you might have any number of other health challenges, and you think it's coming from what your grandmother, your auntie gave you genetically, when in fact it has more to do with what it is that we're doing with regard to our lifestyle.
So, Eco's toilet paper. You definitely want to get inside and out. We got to do everything we can to stay on this planet longer than we have been. I read something recently that said that this is the first generation that is scheduled to not live longer than their parents. So our children are on schedule. If we do nothing differently, our children are on schedule to pass on quicker than we have been. Wow. So come on, family, we got to do something about this, and we have the power too.
Reginald was asking where we located again.
9185 Central Avenue, Everlasting Light, right inside the old Hampton Mall Shopping Center. You know where the Home Depot is, right off exit 15B. We're right next door to Fitness for Less. Alrighty. And amen, black folks need black owned bathroom products. Yes, we do have there is a black-owned paper product company out there. I forget the name of it. Somebody help me out. Somebody in the nation, brother in the nation, started that paper company. Freedom Paper Company. So you guys can find them online as well. I'm not sure if they're eco-friendly. I'm not sure, but they are black-owned. Okay, hot topic.
So we went over maneuvering around Trump administration, and I have the same thing. And someone actually brought it up.
So Trump is the hot topic today.
I think one of the things that I've noticed that we've been talking about a lot, we're really focused on leaders in the community, and it's almost like we feel we need a leader in order to unite. And how do you guys feel about that? Do you guys think that that's true? Do we necessarily need a specific leader in order for all of us to kind of unify under? What do you think about that? Because I think it's becoming a struggle. You have someone who's perceived as one, and then there's still some division because, someone feels, no, I don't like him because A, B, C, D. He's been married twice. So, like really, really petty things.
Yeah.
But no, people take little things,
and throw them away completely. I mean, we seek perfection in others when we don't even possess it ourselves.
Right.
Which I find really interesting.
Right.
Really interesting.
Yeah. So what do you think about that? Like, do we need a leader in order to unite?
What do y'all think? I'm gonna let the family tell me what they think about that. I think that we've always had leaders since the annals of time. There have always been strong, powerful figures in the world who led others. Now, my question goes to what type of leader is it? How are the people being led? So, historically, it's just always been the case. Leaders have always been amongst us. So I don't know if you take that out of history, and how, you know what I'm saying?
And I think, and you make a good point. I think we need to realize that even when we had those leaders, there was still some division in certain aspects as well. I feel like that's going to always be there, one way or the other. You have maybe organizations. This even happens in churches, mosques. I mean, wherever you go, where they break off into sects sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. But it starts off like, in unity, and then somehow someone don't like maybe the direction the organization is going in, and so they break off and they have a little following. This happens all the time.
Right.
I don't think we should use that to deter us. To continue.
Yeah, but I think unity is possible even with different sects. I think that when some of us hear the word unity, we believe we all gotta be under this one big umbrella.
We mistake it for uniformity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
right.
I agree.
And my sister Kathy mentions this all the time, where she says this. I think she said use that word. There's no uniformity in our culture, or something to that effect. But I don't believe that we will ever come together under one umbrella.
So really it's defining what unity is, because unity is not uniformity. Unity doesn't necessarily mean we all think alike, we all walk alike, we all dress alike, we all, it doesn't mean that at all. Right. It's if everyone coming together under one goal, one purpose, one focus.
Yes, I agree. It's like a common goal. So if we all, like for instance, buy black.
Yes.
So for instance, you could be Muslim, you could be Christian, you can be, you can be all kind of different sects and still buy black.
Yes.
So if it's a one common purpose that's going to benefit us all,
absolutely,
no matter what, different sect you choose to be under, buying black is going to benefit us all, then that should be the common goal and purpose to bring us together and push us forward. So, good point. Good point.
Trina, she said if we all are good, righteous citizens, we wouldn't need a leader. We would lead ourselves.
Good point.
Trina, I don't disagree.
Good point. I like her point. Hey, Yvette, that's my little sister girl. We grew up together.
Hi,
She's been a friend
Yvette.
forever. She says, thanks for your mind and heart. Much needed. Love you. You'll rock. Gotta tune in more often. Yes, Yvette, tune in more often. Malik says,
we're unique people. No matter the ethnic, cultural, or religious differences, black is black.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, all over the earth. You know, that's another thing we do. We'll divide each other from where we live.
Sort of why I am more, I subscribe more to the whole Pan-Africanist mindset.
Okay,
More than anything
explain
else, because
to those who don't know.
well,
what that
you
means.
know, it's recognizing black people everywhere, pretty much unifying. Because I think that's just my definition of it, and that's South America, the Caribbean, North America, all over the world. You know, just coming together, like you said, for a purpose. Because yes, we're gonna have our cultural differences,
Right.
Our ethnic differences. All of those are going to be there, but we all understand that we are in this together as people of color,
Right.
You know, and so that's sort of a Pan-Africanist mindset.
Yes.
You know?
Because we can get into a notion, too, of believing that our pain and suffering is greater than others, places that others that don't reside here where we
Absolutely.
are. You know, so it's like, why you going all the way over there helping them? You know, when your people suffering right here in your backyard. Yeah, that's true, but that doesn't negate the suffering that's going on over the world either.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm saying, I'm going to ignore your suffering over there in Australia because my sister right here next to me is suffering too, but that's
Yeah.
your sister in Australia too.
Yeah.
So-
yeah. Because I think there's just kind of this divisive agenda, I feel like, blacks that come here who are foreigners, there's this mindset, and it happens through the same media we're talking about. It happens before they even get here. I am not like the blacks here. I'm a Caribbean woman. I know what I'm talking about when I say this, and it's on both sides, because I have friends who are born and raised African American, and I have friends who are from the Caribbean, from the continent, you know, and the mindset is, yes, we are different culturally, you know, but here in America, they see you and I as the same people. You know, the struggle, if I'm struggling to catch a taxi in New York, more than likely you're probably going to have the same struggle because it has a lot to do with our skin color more than anything else.
Right.
But we have this, we have to get rid of that. We got to get rid of that idea that because we have these cultural differences, you know, that your struggle isn't mine.
Right.
You know,
It divides us.
It does. And I think a lot of that can, how we can get rid of that is traveling.
Yes.
Traveling more.
Yes.
You know, I truly believe that.
Yes.
And you'll find that you have more in common with your sisters and brothers than your differences.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Good point. Good point. Malik says the Jews. Malik's got a lot to say this week.
Go ahead, Malik.
The Jews formed Israel despite their ethnic and religious differences, and they have formed Israel.
That's it.
That's it. But yeah, good point. The
Yeah.
Jews did form Israel. Well, did they form Israel? Well, they formed Israel by
Taking somebody else.
that's another whole hot topic.
But
for a
I
whole
get
other
his
story.
point.
Yes,
I get his point.
Yes.
Differences aside, they had one goal.
One common goal.
Exactly.
and they are still working that goal
absolutely.
to this day. They are
Absolutely.
together collectively. What's the APAC? The organization, the Jewish organization, Israel organization, where every president that ever resides in that White House has to go in front of APAC and do their little bow, Trump included. Yeah, so they have created a powerhouse because they came together, joined forces and linked forces, and they're on their mission.
Yeah.
They're on their mission. Poor Palestinian
I
brothers
know.
and sisters.
I know.
You know,
People looking for somewhere to go, and they decide this is what we're going to take, and then they throw God in there because He said,
yeah,
you know, 'cause
yeah.
we're the chosen people.
It's deep. You know,
Yeah,
when we
it's
think
a
of
lot.
colonizing, we think of back then. That happened. That they are colonizing. You know, right now, right this minute as we speak,
And you
taking
know,
land.
I feel like every time I think of gentrification, I think of colonization. I do. I'm like, is there not a connection?
Come on, good point.
Because-
Another good point.
Yeah. You know, you go into certain communities in DC, 2017, 2020, completely
different. Yeah, the whole everything, the whole look, the makeup, everything is changed. Yeah. I mean, if you would pull up the definition of colonizing. Okay. Okay. Marcina says, unite with like-minded brothers. Let me go back.
And sisters.
Brothers and sisters, and become proactive. No matter how small the group, we must start somewhere, and we must start today. Yep, she's on her way somewhere to be proactive to Honduras. Yes. Marcina's always on the move, and she her motto is "Don't talk about it, be about it."
Yep,
and she is the living proof of that, and how much you can get done by one person. That woman is a powerhouse. She does so much for so many people, and a lot of times on her own. I mean, she would never admit to that. Right. But I see her, I watch her. We're closely linked, and a lot of things she do on her own when she get the job done. So we like to sit back sometimes and think, oh, I can't be no help, or I'm little old me, I can't make a difference. That's not true.
And that was one of my things that I wrote down. Like, what impact? You have to start thinking about what impact can you make. And most people, what are you good at?
Yeah.
What are you good at?
Yeah.
Because not everyone is going to be in the forefront. You know, and anytime I talk about that, I always think of the makeup of the body. You know, how we have the most important organs that are hidden. You know, but everyone can't want to be the eyes and the nose, those parts of and the mouth. You know, the parts of our body that are seen first, because there's still the heart and the liver and the lungs. Like, those things are important as well.
Without them.
Absolutely. So it's sort of finding where you fit. And no, you may not be someone that can be in the forefront, right? You may not be someone that is a scholar as far as history.
Right.
But are you good with children?
Yeah.
Right? Are you good at like tutoring, helping? Are you good in the educational field? Like, just finding where you
are. You good at cooking, where you can cook healthy food?
Yes.
Healthy alternatives.
Yes. Even in the arts.
Right.
Even in the arts, like you can get your message, because we need as much positive imagery as far as Black people are concerned as possible, and we have artists out there who are now doing that. What are you good at? Are you good at writing?
Right.
I write poetry.
Right.
And most of my poetry I try to focus on things that we struggle with in our community,
right?
And kind of be provocative about it.
Good
like
point.
Provoke thought, So finding out what you're good at.
Yeah.
You never feel that you're too small.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, because we all have. Every last one of us have been granted a gift from birth.
Yes.
And a lot of times, life gets in the way and it gets fogged.
Yes.
So we can't really feel our way to where our gifts are.
Yes.
But they're there.
Yeah.
That don't mean they're there. And sometimes they're right there, but you just can't see them because, everything else is in the way. But nevertheless, I agree with you there. What else is going on here at Everlasting Life? We said that we did the dinner movie. Oh, Solstice is coming up this Saturday. Woohoo! We hold a shopping bazaar first Saturdays of every month. That's the Solstice Shopping Bazaar right here at Everlasting Life. We fill the whole dining-in area up with vendors, unique business owners. Again, talking about them gifts.
Yes.
People who have gifts and they create and they come out and they share their creations with others. And so we'll have a full lineup. A lot of the vendors will be new. So if you've been here before, we always offer new and exciting products for you to shop from. That's first Saturdays of every month. That's this Saturday, June 3rd from 12 to 6 p.m. Stuff a Truck will be here as well. So we're teaming up with Sisters United as well as We Can Survive, or grassroots organizations, and they'll be here for their trip to Honduras. We're doing a Stuff a Truck. So you can come and you can bring all kind of things for medical supplies and things that they will need to take with them to help those in Honduras. They're going to Honduras to help cancer patients. And so if you want to donate something that can go towards that cause, bring it on with you to the Solstice Shopping Bazaar, and we'll share that on the truck, the Stuff a Truck. They'll be out front for that.
Yes.
Okay, and then Monday nights, chopping it up with the Irritated Genie right here again at Everlasting Life every Monday night from 6:30 until because sometimes they be going at it. It be really good conversations. It's always free. It's always a different topic of discussion. This Monday, he'll be going over Pizzagate. So if y'all not familiar with Pizzagate, it's actually somebody mentioned it about the sex trafficking and the organ trafficking and sex trafficking. Well, Pizzagate goes into that in detail about how that affects our communities, what's going on underneath the surface that we don't know anything about.
Right.
Why are all these people, black people, missing all around the country? So you guys want to come for that? He's doing it's a very educational discussion.
Are kids allowed on that night?
Kids allowed. I mean, he goes into some gore. He may tell you, close the child eyes or close their ears or something for this portion.
Okay.
But yeah, I would recommend to bring the children. I really would. So yeah, come on out for that as well. Okay, let's see. Hot topic. Again, if you guys want to call in, the studio hotline is 240-455-5934. If you have a hot topic on your mind and you want to discuss it on the show, call us and let's talk about it. Or you can just chime in right here on the downstream. You want to go under another one? How about Monique slamming Oprah and Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels? Did y'all hear about that one? I thought that was quite interesting. Yeah. So if you guys didn't know, Monique, the comedian sister, she was doing a stand-up recently, and she mentioned Oprah and Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels in her show, and she wasn't too thrilled when she mentioned them. She said if she had a penis, they could do something with it. Yeah, just check it out. Go under YouTube and check that out. But I thought that was interesting, especially in light of like when we talked about the media and the underground show being canceled. What do you think about that?
And she did some other interviews with her husband as well. I watched one of them partially on YouTube. It was like an hour long. Okay. But she's standing on what she said. Yeah. She's not retracting. She's not taking it back at all. Yeah. I mean, the business that they're in, it's a grimy one. Messy. It's really messy. Yeah.
Yeah. So her gripe is that they didn't stand up for her. Yeah. They didn't. You know what I'm saying? They didn't. They kind of let her fall by the wayside. And actually, Lee Daniels, I think he was being interviewed on CNN, said as much. He was like, she not playing the game. He said straight up, she not playing the game, and she need to be playing the game, and sometimes you got to, bend a little in order to play the game.
I think that's why Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey are where they are, because there is a game. Yeah. That has to be played. Yeah. And not everyone is built that way, though.
Right. Good point. Yeah, I agree. Because
some of us we're just not willing to play the game. Right. Because it's sort of like you have people with the mindset of, why should I have to play the game if the game is messed up? Yeah. Why not try to change it? Yeah. You know what I mean?
And to being true to yourself.
Absolutely.
So to being true to yourself and playing the game at the same time, it's like something is gonna have to give.
It's an oxymoron.
Yeah. And like you said, some people like Monique tell it how it is. She if it's offensive to you, oh well, she's gonna speak her mind. And so like you said, some people, I think of like Muhammad Ali, or like Colin Kaepernick, people like them who, they have principle and they stand on principle no matter what happens. They risk losing their job, they risk, the onslaught of the public opinion, all that stuff, but they don't care. They don't care about any of that. They're going to stand on their principle. And so Monique, in a lot of instances, has that type of character. And so Lee Daniels was like, I don't think Oprah or Tyler Perry responded to her. I don't know. I didn't hear any response.
Right. I feel like that's probably similar to the music industry, where a lot of the garbage that's being put out there, there are those who are not willing to compromise that, their art. And their art is focused on a certain thing, and they're not willing to compromise that. So, what is that? Why we have the underground artists? Or something?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They may have to take a pay cut. They just as talented, sometimes more, than these mainstream rap artists.
A lot of the times more.
A lot of the times more. I agree.
Some of these songs, I feel like my 5-year-old could have put that together.
Ooh, I don't listen to them. Glad you brought that up. What's that song? I spy my little eye. I spy my little eye. You know that new song that come on the radio? What's that? Nursery rhymes. And a lot of them are. Every time I hear them, I cut it off quickly. I'm like, I don't want to hear that.
It's embarrassing.
I don't want to hear that.
It's embarrassing.
I spy my little eye. I mean, you could be talking to a 2-year-old with that song, and I think that is the purpose. The purpose is to bring down your conscious, your heighten your sense of awareness. Instead of it heightened, the goal is to bring it down, and music does that. Music does that. We don't understand all the psychological things.
I don't necessarily focus on the artist per se. My thing is their reflection of the society we're living in. Why are they where they're at? Because people buy. So it really shows the mindset, right? Someone is supporting these artists that are singing nursery rhymes.
A lot of somebodies.
Right?
Yep.
So it really shows where we're at.
Yep. Mentally.
Yeah, mentally.
Yep. Yeah. And we can look around and see the evidence of it. We can look around and see the whole sagging, the dropout.
No, the big thing was the romper.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That was one of the things that was going on social media about them wearing the rompers. Yeah.
Right. Right. So, let me see. Malik says he salutes Monique. Oh,
my mom says she can't
hear you well. Okay. The powers that be are using folk like Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels to promote homosexuality and buffoonism in our community. Okay. I heard that. Hi, thanks for watching, Stanley. Okay. So, what else you guys want to talk about? We have like less than 10 minutes. We have about 7 minutes left.
Oh,
yeah.
Time flies by.
Yeah. I heard the freedom of speech thing have sparked my attention here lately. On college campuses, they were discussing, I believe it was C-SPAN the other day, about how more and more freedom of speech in this country is being threatened. And, a lot of they said something happened on Berkeley. I meant to go back and do some research around it. Berkeley campus in February. Some of the family members may know what that was about. They kind of touched on that, but they didn't go into detail. But yeah, what do you think about allowing people to say what they want without being, what's the word I'm looking for? Censored, thank you. Without being censored.
I think I feel the same way about freedom of speech as I feel about democracy.
Okay.
It's an illusion.
For some.
Personally. I just feel that way. In this country, at least. I think it's people believe, like, there have been, in the history of this country, people have been locked up for things that they've said. Like, forever. Right. Or even killed. Lynched. Right? Exactly. So, what is freedom of speech? Is it really a thing? I mean, and then now they're monitoring everything.
Yeah.
So why? If there's freedom of speech, why is that even necessary?
Yeah.
I think it's freedom of speech until you start talking about certain things.
There's a limit. People uncomfortable.
Yes.
Which came up in that C-SPAN conversation because they were saying, some of the students on campus were saying that what they were hearing from this particular speaker made them feel unsafe. And the guy was saying, well, there's a difference than feeling unsafe and feeling uncomfortable based on what you're hearing.
Right.
So it's like, okay, now, because what you're saying doesn't make me feel good, I'm not safe. Trump made a lot of immigrants feel unsafe with some of the things he said. I don't hear anyone. I mean, well, of course, there are people in the uproar, but it's the people who he has spoken. But are they unsafe based on what he's saying? I mean,
this has been become like a buzzword. safe space. Like, this is just this thing now.
Yeah.
You know, where I just didn't feel safe. You know, you could shoot a black body dead because, I didn't feel safe.
That's what I mean. The action versus the words.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we can say all day long, that's a good point, like we're going into the whole racism thing in this country. We can, as black people, can say, oh, I hate white people, I wish they die, all these things, angry things that we tend to say, but is it happening? Versus who's dying?
Right.
Who's, you know what I'm saying, who's being, marginalized, who's being suppressed.
Right.
So it's one thing to say something, and it's a total another to be actually acting towards. A lot of times you ain't even gotta say it. You just out loud, you just acting towards it. So I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I personally don't feel there's such a thing as freedom of speech. I think we like to believe that. But you start saying certain things, you realize really quickly. That yeah.
That's an illusion.
Yeah.
It's just an illusion. Yeah. How about that? I heard earlier today they got somebody that tipped the guy. They said he was a Trump supporter, though. Was in the Trump Towers, and they locked him up, and they went in his truck, and they found all these AK-40, all these rifles and ammunition and stuff. And that he came from Philadelphia, and the Philadelphia police tipped off DC police that he was coming. Now, again, this was just this morning, so I hadn't heard all the gory details, but I found that interesting. I was like,
They let him leave Philly?
Interesting. And it's interesting. Now, although, of course, that's good. You don't want anything bad like that to happen to anybody. But I found it interesting that how they could easily get information on people, when they want to. When they want to.
Sometimes they're watching. They're watching people.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. So, let's see. Malik says black music and television is regressive and is going back to minstrel show days. Yeah. Yeah, and I think we don't recognize that, Malik, because we don't know our history. We don't watch the minstrel shows,
right?
And we don't see how all that took place, and we can compare it to the shows of today.
Yes.
So all we have to go off of a lot of times in our own minds is what's taking place right around us, and we don't realize the connection. Good point.
Yes.
I really like that point. You're right. I agree with that. It's same old. Mm-hmm. You might as well be having blackface on, eating watermelon.
Yeah.
Eating watermelon and tap dancing. A lot of these shows that go on today is no different.
Tap dancing in their own right.
Yeah.
Yeah. In their own way.
Well, it's 2:59.
Wow.
That hour went, family. I want to share with you guys a little bit about what you can hear at Everlasting Life. If you like what you see here, me and Hanifah, and you think that you have a voice that needs to be heard, and you want to do your own show, you can rent the studio time here. Yes. You can rent studio space here. So definitely, you can go on to elifemedia.net to find more information about that. You can come right here at the restaurant, and the engineer on site, whoever that may be, there's several, can give you some information on how to do that as well. Also, the dining in area is also for rent. So if you're interested in renting out space for events, maybe you have a fashion show, or you have a something going on where you want to come and do a conference, or maybe you have
host something here.
Multi-level marketing business that you're into, and you want to come and share with others. Well, come rent space here at Everlasting Life. We'll be happy to have you. There's 3 locations. Everlasting Life here on Central Avenue is the main hub, but then there's 2 other restaurants. There's Evolve as well as Vigoritos, and they both are located in the Tacoma Park section of DC, Northwest DC. So you can get the same great tasting food at 2 other locations if you're up that way. So we'd love to have your support there at those 2 restaurants as well.
And so next week we will announce the name of
Yes.
the show, which one we chose.
Yes. So again, the 3 names for the show.
We have A Brand New Day, and new is NU, and the Underground Think Tank, and the third one was Empower Hour.
So family, those 3. So let us know which name you like the best, and we're gonna tally up your 1, 2, 3, ABC, Brand New Day, Underground Think Tank, or Empower Hour. Which one? And then whichever one you guys say, the majority of you guys say you like will be our new name.
Yes.
So, okay, we thank you again for joining us at this new time, 2 p.m. That will be our new time from here on out. Every Wednesday at 2 p.m. You can find us right here on elifemedia.net or Facebook Live. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Until next time. These Underground Think Tank or Empower Hour. Which one? And then majority of you guys say you like will be our new name. So, okay, we thank you again for joining us to this new time, 2 p.m. That will be our new time from here on out. Every Wednesday, and that's right here.
The family, every day is a gift, y'all. That's all I need. What a beautiful